If you've ever been worried about not sounding confident or not looking confident when you're giving a presentation, I've got 3 tips for you that'll really help. So on this challenge, you're going to learn presentations, tips, tricks, and how-tos to give good presentations, especially if you're a non-native English speaker. So the 3 tips that I have here are related to your confidence and projecting confidence. The first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are not speaking too quickly. You want to make sure that people are actually able to understand you. So slow down a little bit. We tend to get nervous and start speaking a lot faster when we give presentations, and then we blah, 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 blah. That is not going to sound very confident. You're going to be much more confident sounding if you speak a little bit slower. So that's the first tip. The second tip has to do with the volume of your voice. You want to speak loud enough so people can actually hear you. If you start talking really quietly like this, it's not really confident sounding. You want to make sure that you sound properly. You want to make sure that people can hear your voice properly. That means using a good, louder volume. So try to speak louder than you normally would, because then you're projecting your voice better. If you're just speaking like you normally do, it may not, I don't say it doesn't, but it may not project or sound as confident. You can also work on trying to have your voice come from sort of your belly, from, not just from your mouth area here, but really sort of bringing it up from your belly region to project your voice and make it a little bit louder. And the third tip that I have for you to sound more confident when giving a presentation is to make sure that you work on your intonation and your emotion. So if you're just talking and you're not really intonating your words and you don't have a lot of emotion, this does not sound very confident. It sounds very robotic and not interesting. So you want to make sure that you bring some emotion. You want to make sure that you have some intonation in your voice so that people can hear that sound and that confidence coming from you. Because when they're listening to it, it's much more difficult for them to sort of get a sense of your confidence level if your voice is sort of more monotone. It's much more confident and much more engaging for the audience if you can project some emotion and some intonation in your voice. So those were 3 tips to help you sound more confident. The first one is to speak more slowly. The second is to speak louder and more clearly. And the third one is to use more emotion and intonation in your voice. Hopefully you found those tips helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.